During the early 1970s, the last listing in the Los Angeles telephone directory was a string of 6 Z's all in a row. This was a joke line, as it turns out, called Z, or sometimes spelled out as Z, ZZ, ZZZ. This joke line was among many in Southern California, but as far as Neil and I were concerned, these guys were God. In fact, this is the joke line that inspired the Dom Tuffy tapes from start to finish. We loved their style, and as you listen to these recordings, you'll see just how many of their ideas we just plain lifted. I used to find it especially hilarious that one of their actors, a guy named Joe Klein, and yes, that is his real name, he had a voice that sounds actually a lot like mine, but he had this MC character that he would do that to me was absolutely hilarious. It had a big smile and was always overacted. Had me rolling on the floor sometimes. And then there was that sound effect, the frantic scratching of chalk on a chalkboard, which we would have just copied had the sound quality been good enough over the phone. Instead, for our Dom Tuffy tapes, we had to make up our own version of their sound effect. There are several sources for what follows. First is what was recorded by myself and Neil Arbel during late 1971 and early 1972. Next, a few recordings made by Ben in 1974 when he was visiting California. And finally, some copies Ben made of Barry's Z tapes. Unfortunately, some of these last ones are not of the same sound quality as what precedes it. And I'm sure you'd love to see us use some high-tech wizardry to take out all the distortion.
Well, I'm sorry, but we can't do it!
That was the real thing this time. In any event, enough about us. Here are the recordings that I have of Z.
This is ZZZ, the last listing in the Los Angeles telephone directory.
You can contact us at Post Office Box 64472, Los Angeles.
Now, Z takes pride in presenting the world's first silent telephone recording. You've just been listening to the world's first silent telephone recording, presented by ZZZ.
This is the award-winning Z.
Z invites you to practice self-protection, where you learn the art of self-defense. And now, here's our instructor, Marv Musselman.
Oh, yeah? Oh! Step 1. Never let your opponent get the jump on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Z announcer saying goodbye for practice self-protection.
You've dialed Z at 836-5566.
You can contact us at Post Office Box 64472, Los Angeles.
And now, let's eavesdrop on Z's Daffy duo, Bob and Dave.
Hey, Bob, when is the door not a door?
I don't know, Dave. When is a door not a door?
When it's ajar.
Oh.
You've reached the entertainment center of your telephone dial. ZZZ.
It's time at Z to make your request. The only program of its kind in the world where our callers step up to the telephone mouthpiece and request some of the most distinctive talents in the country. And here's our first Make Your Request guest for today, Sadie Messicus. Now, Mrs. Messicist, why don't you tell us what you're requesting today?
I heard there's a man in Bluffton, Indiana, that can tap out the rhythm to Winchester Cathedral on the air cleaner cover of a 1960 Chrysler DeSoto. And I was wondering if you could have him on the phone for this show.
Well, I'm sorry, but we can't do it! However, Mrs. Messicist, we do have a man from Cave Creek, Arizona, who can play the cymbal accompaniment to I Was Kaiser Bill's Batman on the oil drip pan of a 1966 Rambler Marlin. Will he suffice, Mrs. Messicist?
No, I don't think so.
All right, then. Very well. And I'm very sorry, but that's all the show for today.
You've dialed 24-hour telephone entertainment from ZZZ.
Here's an interesting situation that we'd like you to hear. Strike three, you're out.
Oh, gee, Dad, I struck out again.
Hey, Jimmy, it's okay. It's all right.
You know, Mr. Wilson, what your son needs is a little bit more muscle.
Oh, Coach, at least he's got tough teeth.
Tough teeth.
Yeah, show him, Jim.
Yow!
This is Z.
Today, Z is in this large metropolitan manufacturing plant, where right now we're strapping this brand new waterproof, dustproof, anti-magnetic, and shockproof time-right watch between the jaws of this 550-pound, heavy-duty industrial vise. It's a watch built to take it. Now, we'll tighten the vise on the time-right watch. There you are, proof beyond a shadow of a doubt that Andrew's heavy-duty industrial vices will stand up to almost anything.
You've reached the entertainment center of your telephone dial. ZZZ.
Z pauses right now to bring you this helpful household hint.
Oh, look. There's that sparkling blue water again. I wonder if...
Oh, hi, Mabel. Just thought I'd drop by and tell you about new Royal Flush Bowl Cleaner. Tints the water a beautiful royal blue, cleans, deodorizes, and sanitizes every time you flush.
Oh, really? Let me try it.
No, not now. Not yet. Wait till I get out of
This is the first word in telephone entertainment. ZZZ.
During this holiday season, here's a timely little melody with a real message.
This is Z, the #1 telephone number in the world.
In the spirit of the holidays, the entire staff of ZZZ would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and extended season's greetings to you and yours, and invite you to spend your Christmas Eve with us. Starting at 7 p.m., we'll be here in person to take your calls live. So let Z fill your phone with plenty of holiday cheer this year, and give us a call Christmas Eve, starting at 7 p.m., during the Z Christmas Party.
This is Z.
Once again at Z, it's special guest time. And of course, time to switch over our controls to Ashton High Pots, somewhere in the Z special guest interview room. Come in, Ashton High Pots.
Potts here with my special guest, Alvin Wadsworth, president of the Hallway Greeting Card Manufacturing Company. Mr. Wadsworth,
I just want to say with all my heart, when I'm not here, when we're apart, life is so dull and life is so blue. Oh, I feel so good when I'm here with you.
Yes. Well, now that the holidays are upon us, business must really be booming.
Booming, booming. You're assuming everything with me is booming. Well, my dear, things are fine, and my firm is just divine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was wondering if by chance you happened to bring along a sample of your company's cards.
No, I didn't.
Well, in that case, Ashton High Pots returning you to our main studios.
Oh, parting is such sweet sorrow, and to you I say,
Never mind.
One of the disadvantages of in-band 2600 signaling is that if you want to use a high-pitched bell arrangement to spread holiday cheer, you'd better make sure that you don't have a lot of high E in it. In this next example, the Z recording plays Jingle Bells in the key of C, and the first 7 notes of Jingle Bells in the key of C are... I was playing that on a Captain Crunch whistle, need I say more, and the Z recording was playing it on high-pitched bells, which causes the trunk to hang up on me for a full 6.5 seconds while the recording continues to play. A filter kicks in to filter out the 2600, thus depriving us of hearing the high E that is the beginning of Jingle Bells. But after the bells get through playing that note so many times, the trunk goes off hook again, and then there's no more filter. And it flashes again briefly at the end of the recording.
You've dialed the last listing in the Los Angeles telephone directory. ZZZ.
You can contact us at Post Office Box 64472, Los Angeles.
Now, let's listen, at Z, to the heartwarming holiday tale of a young boy finally growing up as Eddie discovers the truth about Christmas.
Well, Eddie, how do you like the presents that Santa Claus brought you?
Well, gee, Dad, they're just keen, but I don't believe in Santa Claus anymore.
Oh? You saw your mother and I stuffing your stockings, didn't you?
Why, no.
Oh. Then you must have seen us putting the presents under the tree.
No.
You didn't, huh? Well, why don't you believe in Santa Claus?
Well, it seems to me that a sleigh of 45 tons dead weight, complete with a net load of 8 reindeer with full equipment netting 1,800 pounds gross, would require a propulsive force of 18,034 ergs to achieve free flight at a height high enough to prevent premature re-entry from the northern polar route, and would most likely be unable to land on any building with a superstructure with a capacity less than 63,000 foot-pounds per square yard. And besides, there's no such things as elves.
You've dialed 24-hour telephone entertainment from ZZZ.
Hello, telephone audience, and welcome to Guess My Trade! I can see that our panel is ready and waiting to guess the trade of our first contestant. So, sir, will you enter and sign in, please? Sir? Oh, sir? 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 Well, be with us next time at Z when another contestant will be here asking our panel to guess my profession. Until that time, this is Bobby Warwick saying so long for now. Bye-bye.
You've dialed Z at 836-5566.
Christmas Eve, December 24th. Starting at 7 p.m., all of us from Z will be here in person, answering your calls live at the Z Christmas Party. We'll be in the Christmas spirit, spreading holiday cheer to all of our Z callers near and far. This year, put Z under your Christmas tree and plan to spend your Christmas Eve with us, starting at 7 p.m. when we'll be answering your calls in person at the Z Christmas Party.
You have reached Z.
Z now interrupts its regularly scheduled telephone entertainment for this brief message.
We're standing here in the parking lot of a large local supermarket where we're going to see just how loyal the average housewife is to her laundry detergent. Hello, may I ask your name, please?
Mrs. Albert Colby.
Well, Mrs. Colby, I see that you've got Suds-A-Lot in your shopping cart today. Have you always been a Suds-A-Lot user?
Oh, yes, I wouldn't be without it.
Well, I see your son here really gets filthy.
But that's not my son.
Oh. Well, anyway, I'm prepared to make you a terrific offer.
Sure you are.
No, really. I'm going to offer you twice as much of this other leading detergent in exchange for your box of Suds-A-Lot.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
You mean you won't trade your Suds-A-Lot for even twice as much of this detergent?
No, I won't.
Tell you what. How about for 3 boxes of this detergent?
No.
For?
Listen, buddy, I don't want your lousy detergent.
How about $50?
No.
Listen, lady, I want that Suds-A-Lot. Give it to me or I'm going to start getting rough.
Get away from me.
Give me that detergent.
No.
Look now, I want that detergent. Give it to me. Hey, no, wait a minute. I want that detergent.
Oh.
At the time that Neil and I decided to copy that word for word in the Trace Street episode of Dom Tuffy, we thought that copying it obviously would be the sincerest form of flattery. Normally, when you called Z, you'd get a different recording every time, but on December 24th, 1971, the following is the only recording that played.
This is the award-winning Z.
Tonight's the night. It's Christmas Eve, and we're awaiting to personally extend our season's greetings to you. Starting at 7 o'clock, you can talk to the entire staff of Z in person, and we hope that you'll give us a call so that all of us from the #1 telephone number in the world can wish you a very Merry Christmas tonight during the Z Christmas Party.
I did get through that night, and I spoke to the gentleman who plays the Question Man in the upcoming recording. I also asked at that time what the name of the guy who plays the ridiculously smiling MC is. Joe Klein? Yeah, right. Get it? Joe Klein?
Yes.
This is the first word in telephone entertainment. Z-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z.
Panam Pen. Now, there's an answer for the Z Question Man, and here he is.
Thank you very much. The question to that answer is, where are wild Panams kept? The next answer.
Reynolds, Alcoa, and Kaiser.
That's a very metallic answer. And the question is, name 2 aluminum mills and a roll.
Thank you. The Question Man has been presented by ZZZ. ZZZ.
This is Z, the #1 telephone number in the world.
1971 is coming to an end, And we hope it's been a good year for you, because it's you, our Z callers, that have truly made it a great year for us.
At this time, the entire staff of Z would like to thank all of our callers for making 1971 bigger and better than ever. And to express our appreciation, we promise bigger and better things for the coming year.
Once again, we've made a New Year's resolution to keep on trucking through 1972. So keep on calling and have a dynamite New Year with the #1 telephone number in the world.
You've dialed 24-hour telephone entertainment from ZZZ.
Now, as a service to you, our caller, so that you may synchronize your watches, Z brings you the correct time.
At the tone, the time will be...
This section of the recording has been omitted by Z in order that you may fill in whatever time it is right now.
Everything you've heard up to this point was recorded from New York, calling out to California, hence the Jingle Bell problem. The next segment, recorded entirely locally in LA, has only one straight boring promo and the rest of it is all humor.